Ready? Hey, think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters.
Yes, we are the masters. That's it. You got it. Let's break it down. Yeah. Yes, indeed. It's Wrestletalk with me, Ralph Williams, Smokin, Jim Frazier. And I tell you what, we have a great show for you today. We're going to break down Survivor Series. And as I mentioned earlier on the Sports Corner show, I have some audio that I'm going to play from last night's Raw. I tell you what, as far as some of the Raw segments went last night, other than wrestling, there was some really, really good, matches. And not only that, there was also some very, very good face-to-faces and some great airtime as far as that goes. Usually, I don't really like too much when they do all that kind of talking. But last night was the exception to the rule because I got to tell you, they really did one heck of a job last night with a bunch of stuff. And it was really, really something else to see this. And, so, all right. Okay, here's the first. Smokin' Jim, welcome to the program. Great to have you as always.
Hey, this is the most fun thing I do all week, Ralph. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, you know it. And we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You ought to call Mata for a new degree of comfort. Believe me, they will take care of your furnace, your air conditioner, any UV lighting you need, snow melt. Mata is there for you as well. All right, let's get started with the very first one here. This is the 10th anniversary celebration of the New Day. And what happened was, for some strange reason, they kind of ditched Big E. And in a way, I don't blame them. They were really frustrated with him. And here it goes. I didn't expect this, but here it is.
Congratulations. This ring and this moment, this night is yours. But if I may be so bold to speak on behalf of the WWE Universe, I think we all would love to let you know how much we think New Day rocks.
Okay, this is the start of their 10th anniversary celebration. Adam Pearce congratulating them on 10 years. But we're going to fast forward a little bit to where Big E comes in and what they do with Big E.
Ago, you and I, we were this close to getting fired. And on one of the worst days of my life and the scariest moment of my career, the two of you were at my hospital bedside for hours making sure I was good. Kof, I was in a neck brace a few months after your daughter was born, and you, your wife, and Lotus were in my home, and I held her for the first time. Woods, when you got back from winning King of the Ring, a childhood dream, I was the first person to greet you as you spilled tears on my shoulder. What we built.
Okay, this is Big E speaking with on the 10th anniversary of the New Day last night on Raw. Listen to this audio now. It's coming up. Okay, Big E says he wants to be their manager. So wait till you hear the response from them.
Now, you want to come back? After you watched us fight for months, after you watched us argue to the edge of the cliff and the last thing left to do was jump, now you want to come back? E, you left us. I broke my neck. What do you mean? I've been doing my best.
You left us! E.
Smokin' Jim, if you watched this last night, you have to admit I didn't expect Kofi to go this way either.
No, I didn't. I mean, I watched it, but I didn't. I'm like you. I didn't.
Yeah,
Expect
I didn't
what
expect this. Yes.
And he came back. Kurt Angle broke his neck, and he came back. Edge broke his neck, and he came back.
They didn't even have people here waiting for them. You had two family members who had the light on for you so you'd have something familiar to walk back into. And what'd you do with that, E, huh? Nothing. We didn't change. We didn't evolve at our own deficit for you.
No. E, you mean to tell me that as big as you are, as strong as you are, plus with the fact that you never even had to have surgery on your neck, you mean to tell me that you couldn't have been back here a long time ago?
Okay, Smokin' Jim, I want your thoughts on this video or this audio that I played about last night's New Day celebration where they ditched Big E. What's your thoughts? Do you agree with Kofi and Woods on this, or do you think that they shouldn't have done this to Big E?
Well, I got to disagree with you. I thought it was classless.
No. I'm just
Day.
saying, do you think they should? I don't think they should have either. I agree with you. I think it was classless. But, their perspective was that he wasn't around for 4 years. And they brought up some examples of Kurt Angle and Edge and people like that who had recovered.
Well, they didn't bring up the right example. They didn't bring up the right example.
Exactly.
They wanted him to come back to the same place where the guy that didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
He's in NXT now wrestling. You know who broke his neck, right?
Right. No, according to what they say, he had a neck injury.
The guy that broke. I watched it. The guy that broke his neck is the guy that's in NXT now. Just wrestled Chase University. Just beat the Chase University. Big dude that used to be with. He used to be with the redhead guy.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Nedeljkovic or the Yukonomic or whatever his name was. Yeah. Yeah, Nedeljkovic.
No, not. Well, big strong guy. He was inexperienced, and outside the ring, he did one of them moves and broke Big E's neck. So, and he was with the WWE for all them years. I wouldn't have wanted to come back either. I mean, Kurt Angle and all them got their neck broke, but they didn't have to come back to the guy that broke their neck.
Right, exactly.
And watch him. Yeah, he ended his career. Look, Big E was getting ready to be one of the top money makers in WWE.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
you know what?
I'm surprised he's back now. Yeah.
Well, I agree it was tasteless because Big E did offer the olive branch. He says, "Look, I'll be your manager. I'll be your cheerleader, your supporter, your manager."
Yeah.
And apparently Kofi and Woods didn't want it, and I was really surprised at Kofi Kingston. That really shocked the heck out of me. I did not expect none of this at all from him. I thought that he was going to be the opposite, but it looks like him and Woods had a discussion, and I guess now they're going to start working together in a better perspective because it looks like they're going to be healed. What do you think?
I think that's going to be temporary at best.
Right.
I mean, there's problems. There's problems there. I was surprised that they, after their last match, I thought they was going to square off with one another. I just think the end of New Day is coming sooner than later.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that too, because some people will say that it's really old and it's the same thing over and over again and everything else. Okay, we're going to go to one more piece of audio, and that's the CM Punk Seth Rollins. Your thoughts on this before we start, Smokin' Jim? What was your thoughts on the CM Punk Seth Rollins face-to-face here?
Well, both of them made some good points in the ring. What can you say, man? Those guys are going to have beef with somebody, and
CM Punk has a short memory. He forgets about how he screwed Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And when he was the referee and all that, it was a big mess. So All right, we're going to play this audio real quick here. A few little tidbits from this audio from last night's Raw. Here's CM Punk.
On a Monday night or what? To those of you at home, we are sold out here tonight in Everett. And the last time you saw me.
Okay, those of you who don't know, Everett, Washington is the hometown of Bryan Danielson, formerly known as Daniel Bryan. All right.
Match, and I told you all that I wasn't sure what the future held for CM Punk. I had a lot of things to consider. And now, a little bit of deja vu. Here I am, living in living color, fresh off a potential career-ending War Games match. The difference being I know exactly where I'm going. I'm a lot less beat up today than I was post Hell in the Cell. I think it's a little obvious. For CM Punk holds.
And I regret that every
Okay, here comes Seth Rollins.
For the past year. And over that year, a lot has gotten in the way. You got hurt. I had titles to defend. I had a bloodline to take down. And the last time I saw you, I was this close. I was this close to taking my shot. But I had pity for you. You just come out of Hell in a Cell with Drew McIntyre. You were hanging on by a thread. And I had pity for you. And that was my mistake. After Saturday, seeing you stand there, triumphant next to Roman Reigns, it became very clear to me that it was time to rectify my mistakes. And as we stand here right now, there is nothing in my way, nothing in your way, no one holding us back. The only things between us are air and hatred, and I've got a feeling in my gut that tonight is the night I knock CM Punk on his ass.
Okay, that's some of the audio of the CM Punk and Seth Rollins face to face there, or what however you want to call it there, where they're their mic time or whatever. Smokin' Jim, your thoughts on this now?
Ooh, man, I tell you, it's just two of the greatest superstars in the sport, man.
Yeah, and it's going to be a combustible element here. This is going to be.
What you think?
Oh, I think it's going to be a combustible element here because, see, CM Punk has a short memory, as I said earlier. He forgets about how he screwed Seth Rollins. And not just, Seth also has a beef again with Drew McIntyre. So, I mean, and then, later on in Raw, McIntyre comes back. He attacks Jey Uso, and then he attacks Sami Zayn. And it's all because he worked with Roman Reigns. That's how this whole thing all got started, because everybody worked with Roman Reigns. It's Roman Reigns really, didn't make too many friends when he was the original tribal chief. And,
didn't Seth hit Roman with a chair when they were teammates?
Yes, they were teammates with the Shield. And remember when they started the Authority, and with Triple H, Stephanie, and all them. And he was the head man. He was the champ. He stabbed him in the back, hit him with a chair. and decided he was going to go his own way, and he won the championship. Remember that? He had the case,
Yeah.
the briefcase,
Wow.
and he won the,
Yeah.
he won the, champion, and he's been champ a few times. It's not just once, but a few times. So I mean, uh, I thought it was an interesting Raw last night. Your thoughts on Raw last night?
That's always great, man.
Yeah.
That's always great. I've never seen a bad one.
No, well, sometimes some of the matches I switch over to Monday Night Football. Sometimes it all depends on what's going on.
I miss it being 3 hours. That's the only drawback. I'm one of the few that missed the 3 hour Raw.
Well, it might go back to 3 hours, and I'm hearing maybe SmackDown might go to 3 hours. I'm hearing that story too. So we'll see what goes where, as far as that goes. So, and there may be a change in the announce team again going into Netflix. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but, WWE keeps shuffling these announcers around. And don't forget, college football is going to be ending real soon. And, Pat McAfee's coming back. So I don't know who's going to get bumped out, so, that's going to happen. You got Logan Paul supposedly coming back for the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar coming back for the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's going to be very interesting in January. We're going to see how that goes. That's going to be real interesting. And now you got Damian Priest, who, once again, Finn Balor getting involved in Gunther's business now. Somebody you don't want to piss off. And now he's gotten into Gunther's business now. And now Gunther's going to go after him. So, I mean, Finn Balor better be careful about what he does, because you don't want to piss off the wrong bear. And Gunther is a bear you don't want to piss off. And that's.
Did you see those 3 jumps?
Yes.
That Finn Balor landed. Oh my goodness. How can somebody even take that?
I thought he was going to move after the second one. I thought when he did the first 2, he calls that the coup de grace. So when he does that move, I thought Gunther was going to move before the second one happened. I didn't expect him to get all 3 of them off on Gunther. That I didn't expect. But that was some of the audio of both of those events last night on Raw, and I actually thought this was probably one of the better Raws last night. I actually thought, the aftermath of what happened with with the Hell in the Cell, or in the War Games match, and all of Survivor Series. Okay, Smokin' Jim, let's break down some of the Survivor Series right now before Matt comes on at 5:30. What's your thoughts on this? On the Survivor Series, I actually thought it was very good, very well planned. The matches were good. It was sad to see LA Knight lose to Shinsuke Nakamura, but I had a weird feeling it was going to happen the way Shinsuke was acting. Had the way he's been acting lately. He gave Seth Rollins some matches, and So, what do you think about this this whole situation here with the Survivor Series, or the Survivor Series matches?
Well, I'm like you. I thought that LA Knight would win, especially after he got that garbage spit in his face and almost blinded him.
Yeah, the mist, right?
Beforehand, so the mist. But we know that Shinsuke can wrestle, man. That's the one thing we know.
Yeah.
Something about that guy that he usually comes out on top. So let's see how long he holds the title.
Yeah, former MMA fighter too, by the way. I don't know if you know that or not.
I didn't.
Yeah,
he's
a former MMA fighter. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-2010-500 Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. We have some events coming up this week, this Saturday, and I will try to make it this Saturday based on how my health is these days, but I will try to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing Ron Garvin this week at the KSWA Wrestling Fan Fest and Toy Drive. 6 p.m. start time this Saturday at the American Legion in Sheridan, post 496, right on Chartiers Avenue. Tickets are $20 ringside. That's not bad. $20 stage seating and $15 for general admission. Also, you get to see the Achieving Greatness Award winner and ring announcer Tom LaJerge there as well. So, we get to see Trapper Tom. And if you need tickets, 412-725-1750. 1762 or www.kswawrestling.net. It's kswa.net.
When is that again, Ralph?
That's this Saturday, the 7th. It'll be at the
Wow.
American Legion in Sheridan. KSWA. Ron Garvin will be there, man. I remember Ron Garvin from back in the day when he wrestled for WCW, AWA, and all them other NWA. He's been around, Ron Garvin, but I'll tell you what, he was one heck of a wrestler, and I got to say that. And, so, oh yeah, absolutely, he was one heck of a wrestler. All right.
And what time does it start? Are you going?
Excuse me, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay.
Wow, excuse me. Gee whiz. All right. Okay. Next, we're going to go into Rise Wrestling has an event coming up too. We're going to show you that here in just a second here. If I can find it. I think Rise is having an event this week. Somebody else is. Oh, here we are. Oh, wait, no, actually, the show today is brought to you by Bon Journey. Bon Journey's having a New Year's Eve Rockin' Eve Bash at Jurgles, Tuesday, December 31st. Champagne toast and party favors. Make sure you show up for that as well. And all right, that's an old one that I didn't erase. Let me see if I can find this other one that I wanted to post. All right, but anyway, don't forget about coming up in March. The Pros of Wrestling is having a dedication to Bruno Sammartino, and it will be on March, I believe, March the 2nd at the Ross Township Community Center. As soon as I get the banner for that, I will post it here next week on Wrestletalk. But I had the pleasure of being at this event on November 16th. What an event this was. Excuse me. Wow, the Pros of Wrestling at the Tesla Center in Butler. It was a great event there as well. Also, the Pros of Wrestling will be having another event coming up real soon at the Tesla Center. They're going to have one more event before the March event in honor of Bruno Sammartino. All right, let's get into Survivor Series, Smokin' Jim. I thought the War Games match was probably the best match of the night, the male War Games. The female War Games wasn't bad when Rhea Ripley pinned Liv, and I thought Tiffy Time was going to cash in the case. Your thoughts on that match?
Wow, man! I tell you, I want to hear your opinion on that, man. I thought Tiffy was going to cash in too.
I thought she was going to cash in on Liv Morgan. I really did. I really thought she was going to do that, and it didn't happen. Which she's been playing around with that case for a while, hanging around with Nia Jax, and I thought something was going to break down for that team, but it didn't. But it was interesting to see Rhea's team ended up winning, and it was nice to see Rhea Ripley involved in the match. The sad part about it was she took her mask off, and then last night she got her eye banged into the desk, into the announce desk. So nobody, we don't know if her eye is back to where it was after she got hit with a baseball bat. Two wrestlers I think should be suspended or fired. One of them's Liv Morgan. He shouldn't attack Rhea with a baseball bat like that. And whoever did what they did to Jay Cargill ought to be fired, and Kevin Owens ought to be fired. Those are the three wrestlers I think ought to be fired. But the WWE and TKO, they don't have the guts to fire them. So But anyway, your thoughts on the U.S. Title match, the triple threat match with Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus and Braun Breaker. Your thoughts on that match?
Well, I tell you what, man, it's getting interesting because, I'm glad Breaker retained his title, but it's just it ain't over.
No,
it ain't over, and I think down the road, in the near future, him and Kaiser is going to have somebody's going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Either Kaiser sneaks up behind Breaker, or Breaker sees him coming and puts him in the hospital, man, because the guy's just getting a little bit too cocky. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. That could happen.
But why did Breaker say last night that Gunther is his stars going downhill? I thought Gunther was still just a big star. I don't see. Did you know what he meant when he was saying that?
Yeah, I think we're going to see.
Chicago?
I think we're going to see a match between Braun Breaker and Gunther. That could come up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Braun Breaker's starting to get greedy, and you know, hey, if you can get an opportunity to get the title and give up the Intercontinental and get the world title, hey, why not? But
Yeah.
he can't be beat. He was beaten NXT, so I mean, but again, I'm not going to poke a bear like Gunther. Gunther is a bear that you don't want to poke. Braun Breaker's a bear you don't want to poke. There's some guys in the WWE that you don't want to poke. I mean, because if you poke them, what's going to happen? The bear's going to come out of them, and that's exactly what's going on right now. So yeah. What about the I know the men's match. What was your thoughts on the men's War Game match? What were you expecting? I thought CM Punk might have turned on Roman Reigns and all them. I didn't expect the old bloodline to really win because of the way the new bloodline was structured. But when I saw Bronson Reed jump from the top of the cage and it was deadhead, I said, this match is over. This match is completely over. And Fatu break his leg and that kind of thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Fatu broke his leg. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite wrestler, man.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu broke his leg. So when them two went down and crashed and burned, I said Solo's done. But I'm interested to see what's going to happen Friday night because Solo don't take well to losing, and he's probably going to blame Bronson Reed for going all the way up to the top rope and smashing down there and crashed and burned. And when I saw that, I said the match is over. The old bloodline wins. Because Bronson Reed was the key ingredient, him and Jacob Fatu, of that team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you neutralize both of those guys, you can beat them. And that's exactly what the old bloodline did. They were able to get them neutralized because they made some stupid mistakes. And, sometimes guys are not fit for that kind of a match. There are guys who just don't really, understand. And then they end up making mistakes. It's just like football. Sometimes if you're not that experienced, you're going to make mistakes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, they've never been in that kind of a match. This is his second match. Bronson Reed was never in one of those matches. Neither was Jacob Fatu. So no one knew what to expect. Roman Reigns has been in it. Sami Zayn's been in it. The Uso brothers have been in it. You know what I mean? So, they had 4, and then CM Punk, I think he was in a War Games some time ago. It wasn't recently, though. But, I mean, years ago, he was in some kind of a match like that. So, the old bloodline just had the experience. And I'm curious to find out what the favor is that CM Punk has with Paul Heyman. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
I'm wondering if Heyman's going to screw over Roman Reigns, too. Just like everybody else has, So, but we'll see what happens. What's your thoughts about all this animosity towards Cody Rhodes, towards Sami Zayn, towards the Usos, towards everybody about teaming up and helping Roman Reigns? What's your thoughts on all these guys?
Hey, it's lonely at the top, man. That's why the road to the top is very narrow. So when you get to the top, man, people are going to be hating on you no matter what you do.
Yeah, well, I was
what you do is always going to be wrong.
I was quite surprised, and I loved it when Seth Rollins says, "I'll never help that tyrant," and he always called Roman Reigns a tyrant. I thought that was pretty funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The stuff that the names that they were calling him and stuff like that, and when you burn your bridges with people like Roman Reigns did, it's difficult to get that back. And now he's got his. The Usos, his cousins. He's got Sammy back. So the battle between the two bloodlines isn't going away. And I read a report this week that 2 more of brothers or cousins on the Samoan side of the family, of Roman Reigns' side of the family, are coming into the WWE. And I hear they're gonna be part of this his bloodline as well.
So, the one thing people no matter what, people want to be associated with a winner. And Roman Reigns is a winner, so
Yes, he is. Yeah.
he'll come out on top.
Oh, I know. And Solo's gonna pay the price for this, and he did for Survivor Series. He paid the price after he pinned Roman Reigns in the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. So I mean, and but we'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens moving forward with this. But excuse me, wow. But I thought the matches were really good. It was sad that Jay Cargill couldn't participate, but I do hear she's had some previous injuries that she's having trouble getting through, and so we'll see what goes on there. And then plus now this thing. Who do you think did this? Do you think I think it was Liv Morgan and what's her face? Raquel Rodriguez that did the thing.
And you might be right. I don't have a clue.
Well, I think it was them, and the only reason I think it was them was because they're greedy. They didn't like the fact that Jay Cargill said a couple things to them, and there was supposed to be a match between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and hang on a second here. Oh, okay, never mind. But anyway, there was supposed to be a match between them. They were going to go after the tag team belts. Liv Morgan, of course, wants to have it all. She can't be happy with what she has. And so, we're waiting for Matt VANDRIAK to call or to come in. He's going to be our guest today. It's a little past 5:30. I'm going to shoot him a text and see where he is because we're getting ready to have him come on. He's the ring announcer for the Pros of Wrestling. He also does high school football. And, he does play-by-play for high school football. We're going to try to have him come back on the show in the next week or two to talk about high school football, what's going on in the area here in Western Pennsylvania. Right now we're having all kinds of problems with the snow and, some of these games that could affect some games coming up. And we'll see what goes on down the road here. All right, so let me see if he's coming on here. I'm going to text him right now. All right. Let's see where we are here. All right, we're waiting for Matt VANDRIAK. Come on. All right. Smokin' Jim, let's talk about AEW a little bit here. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on. You got Jay White going after Hangman Page. Your thoughts on that feud? Right there, Smokin' Jim.
Yeah, sorry, my earpiece died. Go ahead. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I said Jay White versus Hangman Page. They're starting that feud. What's your thoughts on that feud? In AEW?
Man, I tell you what, man. Somebody might get killed, man. Some couple crazy dudes, man. I mean,
well, I'll tell you this much: Jay White is a warrior, and Hangman Page is a psycho right now. So between the two of them, it's going to be interesting because I've seen Jay White wrestle in many places, and before we get back to AEW, I want to make a special announcement here. Matt Riddle made his debut this past Thursday on TNA. He is now going to be on TNA. So he made his appearance. He was a surprise partner of, I think it was Joe Hendry. I think he was. Yeah, it was somebody's surprise partner. And it was great to see Matt Riddle working his way back up. He was with MLW for a little while, and now he's with TNA. So he may still be with MLW because you're allowed to go, cross over and do different things and do independent shows and all that stuff. You don't necessarily have to, stick like the WWE. You sign a contract with them, you can't do anything else, so. All right, Smokin' Jim, let's get back to some AEW stuff here. What's your thoughts on what's been going on there with the Hurt Syndicate, Swerve Strickland, and the whole championship picture and whatnot there in AEW?
well, I tell you what, man. Swerve took a beating, man. he might be better off teaming up with the Hurt Business, man, because he took a absolute beating. Lastly, is just incredible, man. He's a tank. He can go right through you. So they just need to grow. They need to recruit a couple more people. And I think that Hurt Business can take over AEW.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think they can. I'd like to see Lashley be world champion. That would be nice because he kind of got the short end of the stick in the WWE. All right, KSWA Wrestling will have our Fan Fest and Toy Drive this Saturday. Excuse me, 6 p.m. And that is December 7th, this Saturday. Pro wrestling legend, NWA World Champion Ron Garvin will be part of it as well. And it's going to be great to see Ron Garvin there. Ringside seats are $20, $20 stage and seating, $15 general admission at the American Legion Post 496 on Chartiers Avenue in Sheridan. For tickets, you can call 412-726-4762 or www.kswa.net. Get your tickets. I look forward to seeing you there. I am going to make every effort I can to be at this show this Saturday for the KSWA Wrestling. I normally don't go out in the cold that much unless I necessarily have to, but I'm going to try to make a conscious effort to be at this event based on what the roads look like and stuff like that. We'll see what happens on Saturday, but I will try to be there. And if I am, I hope to see you there. Stop by, say hello to myself and Smokin' Jim Frazier this Saturday. KSWA Wrestling up at the American Legion in Sheridan. They're post 496. So, all right, Smokin' Jim, tell us what's going on tonight. I know you have an early edition of the Pittsburgh Sports Line coming on early because of basketball with Bethel Park. So, you guys are coming up shortly here. What's going on tonight?
Oh, man, it's just probably Steeler talk, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Talk about your show on Wednesday. You have the basement broadcast, I call it, with Gonzalo and Bogan.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, man. We I think the show really improved when we brought Mikey B on to talk Penguins, talked about the Penguins a little bit. People look forward to that segment, especially now Penguins is on a bit of a winning streak. But it's just a fun show. It's not structured. They need somebody like you to bring the structure and some professionalism. And we're just kind of like sitting around talking. There's no rhyme or reason, but it's fun just to talk sports, man. And for some reason, it gets a lot of views. I don't know why. I guess maybe because of Gunn got a lot of friends.
Yeah, exactly. So does Al Levine too. So I don't seem to have a lot of subscribers here. I have 182 on my YouTube channel here, and I'm urging you to please subscribe because I need 18 more to make it to 200. That's my goal at the end of the year. Next year, I plan on trying to double or triple it or whatever. What I can't understand is there are people out there that have worse or badder shows than we do, and they got 2,000-3,000 listeners per show or subscribers per show, and I can't even get close to anything to 200. I'm stuck at this 182. So call your friend, call your cousin, call somebody, get them subscribing. I need 18 more to go. Don't forget tomorrow night, Ralph's Opinion with me, Ralph Williams, 7:00 p.m. And then at 9:00, I will be on with kneecap biting Jeremy Ballwick on the Huddle Sports Network for the Football Roundtable at 9:00. And then at 10:30, I will be on with Peter Blake and the Turnbuckle Talk down in Tampa. We'll be talking WWE Survivor Series, talking about what happened on Raw, and a whole lot more on tomorrow night as well. It's another triple dose of Ralph tomorrow. Ralph's Opinion, we're going to talk about that liar Joe Biden, who lied to everybody and said he was never going to pardon his son, and he did. So, but we'll talk about that and much more tomorrow for Ralph's Opinion. Don't forget, triple header Saturday of Ralph. You have 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on 12:50 a.m. The Answer, and that is the Ralph Williams Show. 12:50 a.m. 92.5 FM The Answer. And so Smokin' Jim had to go because he has to go for an early believe. So he's done for the night here. He's having to do the show with Al Levine, the Pittsburgh Sports Line on Bethel Park TV. All right. Also, don't forget about not at 9:00 on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch platforms. Me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morgan, Theo Haggerty, and Jeremy Ballrick, and the External Bum Show as well. So, all right, hang on a minute. Let me see what we. You okay, Smokin' Jim?
Hey, I don't know what happened. I guess you. I
Yeah.
don't know if I dropped off or you dropped off.
Yeah, somebody.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you dropped off there for a minute. I thought you were gone for the night because you said you had to leave early because you got to be on with Al Levine. So at
Yeah, not that
5:55.
early. Yeah, not that early.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I said not quite that early.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I was going over the triple header of Ralph here on Saturdays here. Don't forget the External Bum Show, 9 a.m. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. You never know who we're going to have on for the External Bum. Also, we have every Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m., 12:50 a.m., 92.5 The Answer, the Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smokin', Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. And I tell you what, it's the best show in town right now is this Sports Corner radio show. So Smokin' Jim, do you have any final thoughts? Because we're going to wrap things up a little early here because I know you have to go, and it seems like Matt's not hasn't come on yet, so I don't know what happened to him. I'm going to have to call him and see what he's up to or what's going on with him. But your thoughts, your final thoughts here tonight.
I just think the women in wrestling, man, is really coming along. We talked earlier about the, women in professional sports and soccer and volleyball and football and whatnot. But I tell you what, nobody does it like the wrestlers, man.
Oh no, not at all. They put a lot of effort
Yeah.
into their work, and a lot of people think it's a
man.
joke. It's not a joke, man.
It's incredible.
These people put in a lot of work, and
Yeah.
So we've seen that with the independent wrestlers, how they go from show to show. How they every week they're busy, they're doing something, they're doing wrestling shows, and they put in a lot of hard work in doing this. And people think that it's it's an easy thing, and it's all they're doing is just doing this and that. Hey, they can get injured, they can get hurt, they can have a permanent injury that'll sideline them forever. They might end their career, but they do it, and they do it the way they need to do it as well. I have a question for you. Do you think DIY will be staying together because Ciampa's pissed off at Johnny Gargano, about him being friends with the Motor City Machine Guns and friends with everybody and all that. What's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I kind of think that they're going to have to break up, man. It's just.
I think Tommaso Ciampa's out of control. He always has been.
Out of control.
Yeah,
out of control.
Yeah, but next week on Raw, how about the Final Testament versus the Wyatt Six?
Wow.
An 8-man tag team match next week. Oh my gosh. That's going to be a war and a half, man. Oh, is that going to be?
Hide the women and children, right?
That's it. There you go. That's it. All right, here's some audio from last Friday's SmackDown. I believe that's what this is. Yeah, here we go. Last Friday's SmackDown. Here we are. Here's the audio of Paul Heyman.
Roman, I'm not here to fight you.
Here we go.
Okay? As a matter of fact, I still love you. I love all four of you still. I always have. I never stopped loving you. But I want you to understand something. If the four of you join my bloodline, we can run this company for decades.
Okay, we're going to fast forward this a little bit here. Here we go. Here we go. Here's Paul Heyman. Introducing CM Punk as the 5th member. This was last Friday on SmackDown. 2 weeks ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name
is Ralph Williams. You gotta love that, Smokin' Jim.
Yeah, I do.
I've been put through a table in Madison Square Garden, so maybe my math is a little off. But there's no way to do War Games 4 versus 5. That math does not commute to your wise man. No, 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 no. So it's not going to be.
This is the introduction of
4
CM Punk as the fifth man
versus 5.
for the old bloodline.
It's going to be 5 versus 5.
There it is. All right, everybody. That was something there a few weeks back with that. Smokin' Jim, December 14th, 2 weeks from this week. We have the return of the Saturday night's main event. Your thoughts on that?
Wow, what's going on?
The return of Saturday night's main event. Remember that? It used to be on NBC, Saturday night's main event. Well, it's returning to NBC December 14th.
Really?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, that's awesome, brother.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know that.
yes, and the feature match is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the title, and then Nia Jax versus Io Sky, who's the number one contender right now for her title. That match is going to happen as well, and I think Braun Breaker's going to be fighting as well. So it's going to be a really nice card. It's on 8 o'clock on for Saturday night's main event, December 14th. So your thoughts on Saturday night's main event returning to NBC?
Hey, I gotta go. I'm late, Ralph.
All right, go ahead, Smokin' Jim. You go ahead and go do your thing. Have fun. It's Pittsburgh Sports Line on the Bethel Park TV and also on YouTube and Facebook as well on Pittsburgh Sports Line's Facebook and YouTube channel. I'm Ralph Williams for Smokin' Jim Frazier. It's been a great night tonight. Wrestletalk. We'll see you next week. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.